Hello and welcome you once again in this new session of English literature. Today's topic is the father of nation, Mahatma Gandhi. A story about our father of nation, Bapu Mahatma Gandhi. Now let's start with the lesson. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was born on 2nd of October 1869 at Porbandar. Every year we celebrate his birthday on 2nd of October as a Gandhi Jayanti. He was born on that day in 1869 at Porbandar, Gujarat. The son of a senior government official, Gandhiji was born and raised in a Hindu Baniya community of coastal Gujarat. From his earliest days, he was influenced by his deeply religious mother. She remained the role model for the rest of his life even after her death. Gandhiji was born on 2nd of October 1869 at Porbandar, Gujarat. His father was a government official, a senior government officer he was. He was Hindu Baniya of coastal Gujarat. His mother was very religious lady and it was the great influence he got from his mother. She was her role model for throughout his life, even after her death also. After marriage, Gandhiji moved to London to study law. After successfully completing his law studies, Gandhiji accepted a job offer in South Africa. He did not realize before moving to his adopted country the racial discrimination was part of daily life in South Africa. Gandhiji experienced the prejudice first hand after he booked a first class passage on a train to Pretoria. When a white person complained that Gandhiji was seated in first class and should be removed to the third class carriage, Gandhiji refused to give up his seat. At the train first stop, the conductor physically and forcefully threw Gandhiji off the train. Humiliated, has been thrown away by the conductor of that train. He and forcefully he was being put down from the train. So after the marriage of Gandhiji, he went to the London to study the law. After completing the law, he got a job in South Africa where he has seen a worst of the racial discrimination. Once he was traveling in a train in a first class. A white man came. He said that how Gandhiji, a black man, is traveling in a first class. So he called the conductor. They physically and forcefully threw Gandhiji from the train and said them to go in a third class. Humiliated, Gandhi sat on a train platform throughout the night, wondering how to fight against such injustice. He protested and was allowed in the first class the next day. Traveling by a stagecoach, he was beaten by a driver for refusing to move aside for a European passenger. He suffered other hardship on the journey as well, including being barred for several hotels. In another incident, the magistrate of Durban court ordered Gandhiji to remove his turban when he refused to do. So Gandhiji got humiliated in South Africa when he was traveling to a train in a first class. He was thrown away from the train. Then he protested and he sat on the train platform throughout the night. He was allowed to go in a first class next day, but there the driver refused to move the train. Even once the magistrate of Durban court, he ordered him to remove his turban, which he refused to do. This event was turning point in Gandhiji's life. When a magistrate of Durban court ordered Gandhiji to remove his turban, he said, "No, I will not remove my turban." And this incident was a turning point in Gandhiji's life and shaped his local social activism and awakened him to a social injustice. And from that time, he started his social activities and against the social injustice. After witnessing racism, prejudice, and injustice against Indians in South Africa, Gandhiji began to question his place in society and his people standing in the British Empire. Gandhiji extended his original period to stay in South Africa to assist Indians in opposing a bill to deny them the right to vote. Though unable to halt the bill, his campaign was successful in drawing attention to the grievances of Indians in South Africa. He helped found the Natal Indian Congress in 1894, and through his organization he united the Indian community of South Africa. In January 1897, In January 1897, when Gandhiji reached Durban, he was attacked and he escaped only through the efforts of the wife of a police superintendent. He, however, refused to complain against anyone, saying that it was one of his principles not to seek redress for personal wrong in a court of law. So, Gandhiji, when he was asked to open his turban, he refused. He started uh, social activities against social injustice. Once he was been attacked by a police, but one of the wife of a policeman saved his life, and Gandhiji didn't get complaint against that person who was beating him, because he said, "This is not my ethics, it is not in my principle." He always used to say, if someone beat you in one of your cheek, you must put your another cheek to him, but never fight with him. So it was not his ethic, but he stayed over there. He fought against the racism. He united all the Indians over there, and he found a Natal Indian Congress in 1894. Later, he decided to stay in South Africa and resist the country's legal discrimination. Only 24 years old, he was already thinking of helping people. His destiny, in fact, was to fight for the rights of others. Gandhiji became famous by fighting for the civil rights of Muslims and Hindu Indians in South Africa. Using the new techniques of non-violence and civil disobedience that he developed, Gandhiji spent 21 years in South Africa, where he developed his political views, ethics, and political leadership skills. He realized he was out of touch with the enormous complexities of religious and cultural life in India. and believed he understood India by getting to know and leading Indians in South Africa. So Gandhiji later he decided to stay in South Africa. He fought for his countrymen. He was just 24 years old, and his destiny in fact was to fight for the right of the others. His main destiny was to fight for the right of the others. He fought for the Hindus and Muslims, Indian Hindus and Muslims who were staying in South Africa, and he spent 21 years of his life in South Africa. He fought with the new techniques of non-violence. Then he realized that his countrymen in India, Indians also need him, so he returned back to India. In 1920, Gandhiji became a major leader in Congress. Assuming leadership of the Indian National Congress in 1921, Gandhiji led nationwide campaigns for removing poverty, expanding women's rights, ending untouchability, increasing economic self-reliance, and above all for achieving Swaraj, the independence of India from British domination. By 1920, Gandhiji became a prominent leader of Congress, and in 1921, Gandhiji led a campaign throughout the country that against the Britishers to remove the poverty, to expand the women's right in education, in every field. He also wants to end the untouchability. He wants to increase the economic self-reliance of Indian people, and most vital thing was he wants Swaraj, that means the independence from British dominion. His wide popularity among both Hindus and Muslims made him leadership possible. He even convinced the extreme faction of Muslims to support peaceful non-cooperation. The Indians that started a national protest was anger at Jallianwala Bagh massacre or hundreds of peaceful civilians by British troops in Punjab. Gandhiji criticized both the actions of the British Raj and the violence of Indians. He wrote the resolutions offering condolence of British civilians victims and condemning the riots which after initial opposition in the party was accepted following Gandhiji's emotional speech in which he said that all violence was evil and could not be justified. So Gandhiji was when in Jallianwala Bagh, it was a massacre where lots of Indians were killed by the Britishers. Gandhiji condemned that, and he said that it's a brutal thing which has been ever done in this independence war. After the massacre and subsequent violence, Gandhiji began to focus on winning complete self-government and control of all India's government institutions, maturing soon into Swaraj or complete individual, spiritual, political independence. Gandhiji led Indians in protesting the national salt tax, which 400 kilometer, that means 250 miles, Dandi Salt March in 1930. So Gandhiji started protesting against the Britishers. He said that I will now get a Purna Swaraj from you. He protest against the nationwide salt tax. So he started the Dandi March. Around 400 kilometers he walked, and in 1930 March he started his Dandi March to make a salt because he opposed against the salt tax, and later in demanding the British immediately quit India in 1942. During the World War II, he was imprisoned for that and the numerous other political offences over the years. Gandhiji sought to practice non-violence and truth in all situations and advocate that others do the same. Gandhiji, he always practiced the non-violence. He always says that everyone should be a non-violent. There is nothing in the violence. He saw the villages as the core of the true India and promoted self-sufficiencies. He did not support the industrialization program of the disciple Jawaharlal Nehru. He lived modestly in a self-sufficient residential community and wore a traditional Indian dhoti and shawl. Woven with yarn, he had hand spun of charkha. His political enemy Winston Churchill ridiculed him as a half-naked fakir, whereas Indian refers to him as a Mahatma. He was a dedicated vegetarian and undertook long fasts as mean of both self-purification and political mobilization. He was very simple person. He only used to wear dhoti and took a shawl or chadar over his body. His main political enemy was Winston Churchill. Once he said that he is a half naked fakir. But Indians who loved them, they gave him the name of Mahatma. He was pure vegetarian. He used to keep the fast for his body health also and also for the political mobilization. Gandhiji taught self-reliance and courage to Indians and help Indians to achieve freedom. Gandhiji was a great follower of truth and non-violence. He wore the traditional Indian dhoti made from cloth which he himself used to weave with the charkha. He used to weave charkha. He used to make his dhoti his own. Gandhiji was also called Papu and Mahatma and is respectfully regarded as the father of nation. His birthday is celebrated as a Gandhi Jayanti in a country and is a national holiday. This day also been declared as an international day of non-violence. In the last year, he was unhappy at the partition of India and tried to stop Hindus and Muslims from killing one another. He was assassinated on 30th of January 1948 and he died with the name of God on his lips, Hey Ram. Since this day is observed as a Martyrs' Day in India. So we celebrate his birthday as a Gandhi Jayanti, and this day has been declared as an International Day of Non-Violence. He was very much unhappy in his last days when Hindus and Muslims fought with each other during the partitions. On 30th of June 1948, he was being assassinated, a shot dead by Nathuram Godse. When he died, he said, Hey Ram. And since then, this day is observed as a Martyrs' Day in India. So, in this lesson, you have read about the simplicity of the Gandhiji. He was a non-violent man. He never believed in the violence. He gave a birth of agitation in South Africa. He gave the rights of the Indians, Hindus and Muslims. He united them and made a party, National Congress Party in South Africa. Then he returned back to India. He fought for Indian freedom, and he got the freedom on 15th of August 1947. So that's all for this topic. We will once again meet in our next session with a new topic. Till then, read this lesson very carefully and follow this video. And that's all for today. Have a nice day and take care of your health.